Let's look at finding the sample mean and the margin of error from a confidence interval. A 95% confidence interval for the mean number of pets in the households of college students is 0.96 to 1.84. I didn't make up these data. This was from a survey of my students. A, find the sample mean. Okay, when the population standard deviation sigma is unknown, the endpoints of the confidence interval will be x bar plus or minus t sub alpha over 2 times s over square root n. So notice, the lower endpoints of the confidence interval is x bar minus t sub alpha over 2s over square root n, and the upper limit of the confidence interval, the upper end, is going to be x bar plus t sub alpha over 2s over square root n. So if you want to know the sample mean, it's just smack dab in the middle of the interval, because this is x bar minus stuff, this is x bar plus stuff. Right in the middle is just going to be x bar. So x bar is going to be in the middle of the interval. That means that x bar is the mean of the endpoints. The endpoints are 0.96 and 1.84. So let's find the average of those. Let's find the mean. When you calculate the mean, you just get 1.40. So that must be the sample mean. We can just see that from the confidence interval. Okay, let's find the margin of error. The margin of error is the distance from the middle to the endpoints of the confidence interval. The middle, as we saw a moment ago, is x bar. The confidence interval will be x bar minus t sub alpha over 2s over square root n. And the upper endpoint is going to be x bar plus t sub alpha over 2s over square root of n. The margin of error is the distance from the middle. We saw that the middle is x bar, right? That's smack dab in the middle. The margin of error is the distance from the middle to the endpoints of the confidence interval. The distance from x bar, the middle, to the endpoints of the confidence interval, well, the distance between these two is just going to be t sub alpha over 2s over square root n. That's the distance between x bar and x bar plus t sub alpha over 2s over square root of n. So this stuff over here, that's going to be the margin of error, t sub alpha over 2s over square root n. Now, that doesn't really help us because we don't know any of this stuff. However, we can use another way to calculate the margin of error. Margin of error is the distance from the middle to the endpoints of the confidence interval. We saw a moment ago what the middle of the confidence interval is. That was just x bar. That was 1.40. And we know the endpoint of the confidence interval is 1.84. So the margin of error is just going to be 1.84 minus 1.40. In other words, 0.44. Equivalently, we could have looked at the distance from 1.40 to the other end of the confidence interval, 0.96. That still would have given us 0.44. It would have given us the same answer.